All right, today we're going to talk about commercial leases and how to reduce your rent by utilizing your space or maximizing it. All right, so you know how marketers say location, location, location. The better the location, the higher your rent is going to be. So whether it's a restaurant, tire shop, liquor store, whatever. And I've owned quite a few businesses. So I did quite a few commercial leases. So 2 tire shops, 3 restaurants, liquor store, business trade school, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm pretty good at minimizing my rent as far as commercial leases. So I'm gonna give you an example using my old tire shop that I bought in 2014 off Craigslist. All right. So let me see if I can flip it around. All right. So right now we're at 2901 Broad River. Right behind me is my old tire shop. It's a three bay tire shop. Got downstairs, lobbies, bathroom, etc., etc. So my rent here was $18.80 a month. All right. So the first thing I did to reduce my rent was I rented out one of the bays to a mechanic. All right. So we did car washes, tires, car detailing, and then I rented out my third bay to a mechanic for $750. That way I can cut the rent in half. And then what I did was, if you can see this black car right behind me, I rented out that space to food trucks for $40 to $75 a day to further reduce the rent. All right, so right now, when you add it up, we're at about half. All right, so to get rid of the other half, what I did was I rented out this side of my tire shop to a car detailer, all right, for $450 a month. So pretty much that's how I eliminated the $18.80 rent. Was I utilized subleasing. So I just sublease space. Now if you got a restaurant, it would be something different, but the same thing. It's called ghost kitchen vendors. So if you want to minimize your rent, for instance, all right, right now I got a restaurant in Dutch Square Mall. All right. What I did was, to get rid of the rent, is I have food trucks attached, because in South Carolina it's a state law that you have to be attached to a restaurant or a commissary in order to, get your DHEC license. All right, so I got about 4 food trucks attached to our restaurant, and then I have a ghost kitchen vendor, in which most people you order from on Grubhub, DoorDash, they actually don't have their own whole restaurant. They're considered what you call ghost kitchen vendors, and that's basically shared space in the kitchen. All right, so that's just a strategy of how you can reduce your commercial rent, especially if you're running a shoestring budget, meaning you don't have thousands of dollars, millions of dollars to jump into a venture. What you can do is minimize your liabilities by going in with other people that need space. All right, so location, location, location. Yes, the better the location, the less marketing you have to do. So of course, the landlords know that, so you're gonna pay more rent. So I'll give you another example. Right above my tire shop, or old tire shop, is a billboard, 1-800-411-PAIN. All right, you should be able to see it behind me on my right. 1-800-411-PAIN. So he actually pays $2,000 a month for that billboard, which is actually more than I pay rent at my tire shop. Now I know you're probably thinking like, well, why does he pay $2,000 and he doesn't have a building? All right, so what he did was he called the DMV, found out where the most accidents are. It happens to be right in front of my tire shop. If you can see where that truck is turning, at that same stop sign, it's usually 1 to 3 accidents a week. So what he did was call the DMV and got the analytics on where the most accidents are. Since that's an accident lawyer billboard, basically they generate leads. It was a good purchase as far as that billboard, because he's guaranteed 1 to 3 leads every week. And at his the amount they charge per accident, anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million, is going to pay off handsomely. Meaning, one accident can get him $1 million. So what's $2,000 a month when he can get $4 million a month off of that, having that billboard and people calling that number, right? So that's what they mean: location, location, location. All right.